feeling that I get when you're this close. Makes me regret not letting you know how I feel about you. I want you to touch me, baby, and hold on tight. I need your body, I need you on me.
All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are just about to get into game here, or get into pick bands, I should say, between WAP and TFT here. This is going to be a big match for positioning this evening. So, because big wins from each team can propel them up the standings, but if either team falters and starts losing out in these last 2 weeks here, could spell doom in for playoff hopes. Because I think for both of these squads, if I'm correct, there is the chance that they don't make playoffs if they were to lose out. But with the way that they've been playing, very doubtful. But these teams are going to be fighting for your, third, fourth, fifth, sixth place here to see where standings will be. I am Opie, and with me, hopefully he's here, I have your boy Packer diehard Alex. How's it going tonight?
I am doing awesome, and I am super, super excited for this matchup. Obviously, down to the wire, like you were saying, playoffs only a couple weeks away, and playoff seeding implications, as well as, like you said, possibly one of these teams not even being able to make it in. So when the stakes are high, that is when the games are spicier than normal. So I'm super excited for this match.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. We've got the pick bands coming in very quickly. We've got your Yasuo, Yone, and Leona bands coming in against TFT here, and then you've got the Samira, Malphite, and Braum bands banned away from the side of WAP. WAP is going to elect to pick up the Shen very first here.
Yeah, pretty normal target bans here for some very, very comfortable picks in the Samira from Cvan, the Braum from Juicebox, as well as the Yone Yasuo taken away from Bear Jr. So not very surprised with both of that. As Misfortune Seraphine is going to come in as a potential bot lane here, although we have seen Seraphine being flexed mid lane as well recently, as that champion has risen up in the priority. So we'll see what they're going to do with that flex. And Tristana, the OP special here taken actually for Coach Cvan for WAP.
Yeah, on the TFT side, we see that it's probably going to be here onto Gerg 7, more than likely, being that being the first to play it in the PMA LCS, and now seeing yesterday we had two huge matches where Seraphine ults were clutch plays in there. With that Wombo, Gerg 7 looking to try and reclaim the throne of best Seraphine. Let's see if he can do it. It's most certainly possible. But yeah, the Tristana and Anivia going to be picked up here. So Anivia, Shen, Seraphine, Misfortune have been played so much in the past couple weeks here. They're just super strong picks overall. The Shen is just so good for cross map plays, just protecting your carries. Anivia is great with the egg. She's just got so much scaling potential. And then you see TFT is going to pick up the Maokai here, which will be going probably into the top lane here for Zanzan.
Yeah, that has been a champion that Zanzana has picked up as well to go with his. For a while, he was kind of on the Volibear only train, but he's expanded his champion pool a little bit, so he's going to bring that guaranteed point-and-click CC with the Maokai Twisted Advance to lock down. It's going to be hard to lock down someone like a Tristana who has the rocket jump, but if they see that cooldown is been used, they can look for something like that. And Anivia, like you mentioned, rising super high in priority with the recent buffs, so that is going to be a pretty easy pick for Stormion, who was already in an Anivia main before the buffs. So bringing even more power into the mid lane for that, as we are now into the second phase bans.
Yeah, and we see the Nautilus banned away from Jushbox here. Jushbox has been a huge clutch player in the engage factor just in general. Having something beefy, having something with super easy engage, especially with the point and click ult, so nice to be able to lock down that Misfortune. Even if you just barely get in range, and you just, as long as you can get the ult off, you can disrupt a lot. And then the hook, obviously, in lane. There's so much pressure with if you had a Tristana and a Nautilus, it'd be easy pickings on a Seraphine Misfortune. But then, yes, Katarina also taken away here from the mid lane. That's probably a Bear Jr. style ban. And then Aurelia as well. And Sejuani taken away from the jungle of WAP. That's just a super tanky pick. That's something that they can easily throw into the jungle. We've seen how effective it can be later game. You just get so strong, you can tank towers for days, tank the team for days, and it just doesn't matter. And I'd be remiss if I didn't say thanks for the sub, the 20-month streak, 22 months overall for Garfield Juice. He says, let's go, with the exclamation marks. It's going to be a spicy game. And Steven, I'm actually not sure. I do think if either of these teams lose out, and I'm not sure of the completely updated scores, but I'm pretty sure if either side of WAP or TFT do lose out, they could be possibly out of playoffs. I'm not sure, but Garfield just copy pasting. But yeah, for playoff seeding, I don't think there should be any issues for both of these teams, because as long as you're picking up a win in either match, I think that pretty much secures it for you. But then, yeah, you're definitely fighting for seeding in this aspect here.
Oh, sorry, I had to.
And we're going to see that.
Doors. I don't know if you were wanting me to say something, but
Oh, you're all right. The Lux picked up for TFT, and then the follow-up of Thresh and Warwick. So Warwick going to be the jungler for the side of WAP, and Thresh is going to be going on a Jushbox here. So yeah, the Lux mid lane going to be coming out. Lots of pokes, so much cooldown, taking the page out of Cornball's book. Going to be just looking for so much poke damage with the Seraphine, Misfortune, and Lux. And then the Pantheon locked in for the jungle as well. So going to be an interesting game. Holy moly, that's loud. Crispy Chad hosting the stream with 17 viewers. Woo! Way to go, Chad. I guess that other match finally ended. Welcome to the chat, everybody. We are just finishing up with Champ Select here. About to be going in to the new game here.
Yeah, so I want to mention as well, both of these teams have actually kind of flexed around some of their roles in some recent weeks. So we do see, of course, things could change, but most likely that's a WAP was keeping Stormyon in the jungle for a while, but they have recently switched up their roles, and Stormyon will probably be in the mid lane, and Aurelion has switched from being top lane most of the split to now being a jungler, especially when we see the Warwick locked in. That is an Aurelion champion, so we're probably going to see him in the jungle, Stormyon mid, and that does mean Winds of Oo will probably be navigating the Shen in the top lane. On the other side, we have, I believe, also seen Bear Jr., who was mostly jungling for the split for TFT, who has gone to mid lane. So we'll see if they're going to keep those trends going. But we'll see. I don't know.
And then we're getting info in the chat. Yeah, Garfield Juice is saying if TFT goes 1-1 or 0-2 this week, Among Us can knock them out of playoffs. Yeah, because that would put them at... If they go 1-1 this week, I believe that would put them at 10 wins. Among Us is at 8 wins. And Among Us, if they are facing off against TFT next week, so if Among Us were to 2-0, that would mean that they have the advantage in that sense.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is a huge map. Like you said, I think WAP is probably in no matter what, so they're probably just worried about their seeding. I don't know if there's a chance that they might get knocked out, but again, it's mostly about TFT, who's going to be the one possibly in danger of getting knocked out. Pledge Daddies as well. I don't know if there's any way they could get in, but they're also 8-10, just like Among Us is. So I don't know who they play next week, and if they might have a potential.
has the chance to pick up a playoff spot. They go against Cornhub, which would be who they would eliminate. If they 2-0
Okay.
Cornhub, which would be my team, hopefully not. But if they 2-0 Cornhub, then they're in, and Cornhub's out. If Cornhub goes 1-1,
Wow, listen to that caster bias.
of course, there's always caster bias. It happens. But if they go 1-1 or they go 0-2, then they are out of playoffs, and Cornhub has secured playoffs at that point. So there is still a lot of seeding for this, the 5th and 6th slot for playoffs. There's still a lot that could happen here, just based on certain situations. So everybody's, don't want to leave it up to chance at all. So TFT is going to be looking to try and get the 2-0 here this week, so they don't even have to worry about next week.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, chat. Now, let us know who you think is going to be winning this match. Give us the hashtag WAP win or hashtag TFT win or, hashtag bat win, because that's the classic,
Very true.
But give me your thoughts. Who do you think is going to win based on what you're seeing right now, based on comps and everything?
Yeah, so there's a lot of comfort here, pretty much, from multiple players here. Douchebox navigate the Thresh very well. Coach Sivan has played Tristana, probably the only person who's played Tristana almost as much as you have. And then Stormion again, like I mentioned earlier, and the Nivea main being able to play that. On the other side, Gerg7 and Jirachi and Misfortune Seraphine, both of those two are extremely comfortable on those champions. And Bear Jr. on the Lux is a little interesting because usually you feel like Bear Jr. is someone who's going to want to be someone who's going to put a little bit more like mechanical prowess in his own hands and be able to like outplay you and use his skill on the Lux, where it's going to not necessarily be obviously like someone who's going to assassinate you or show off their mechanics anyway, whereas they're just going to be looking for the skill shots. But obviously the burst damage with Lux, Seraphine, Misfortune is going to be absolutely huge, even the Pantheon. So they have a lot of lockdown with that single target lockdown. It's not the tankiest side from that's a WAP. Shen is going to be fairly tanky. Warwick can be kind of tanky. Neither one of those are going to be someone who's probably as tanky as the Maokai, but they're going to be able to obviously looking to lock down the Anivia Tristana and burst them. And if they can do that, then they're going to be able to win fights. However, the Shen is going to bring a lot of protection, as well as the Thresh Lantern and the Anivia zone control with the wall and the Glacial Storm. It's going to make it kind of hard to get. You would think anyway, would be make it hard for them to get to the Tristana and the Anivia, which is kind of why Lux makes sense, because she can just kind of outrange the Anivia.
Yeah, I was going to say that's probably one of the things because Bear Jr. seeing Bear Jr. on Lux is not something that you're very accustomed to. But I do think into the Anivia matchup, it's pretty good just because you can have that. You do have the extra range there, and especially early. Before 6 hits, it's so easy to just step forward into the Anivia. You have the shield as well, but if you land the Q, you can just do so much damage to that Anivia for free. But yeah, I mean, with the Seraphine and with the MF, you land a Binding, and then you land a Seraphine ult and a Misfortune ult on top of it. And with the skill level of those three in particular, it can be some serious cleanup. And it might be hard to pick the Tristana, but part of Tristana's best features is just the fact that you can be so aggressive with it. You can rocket jump forward, do all the extra damage, get an extra jump off. That's some of the benefit for that. And if you're having to rocket jump away from the fight, that just means Tristana's not able to do as much damage. So it just kind of inhibits her from keep going. But hopefully with the Thresh there, it kind of enables the Tristana to be able to take those more aggressive plays with the safety of the Lantern, with the just the pick potential of Thresh in general. But yeah. I think overall, I think given the right circumstances, I would have to say I would give a TFT win in this one. We've seen just some of these insanely strong team fights so far, from both of these squads, or from this comp that TFT kind of has with the Seraphine and Misfortune. So I do think that it just makes it lends itself so easy to just land one thing and then you can land everything. So I think ease of execution is on their side.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And to go with that, as well as what you said, the point and click stun from Pantheon and the point and click route from Maokai is also like just adds even more like ease of execution to that.
Right, I screwed up.
Was that?
Pause at 12.
Oh, I'm not even.
You're not even.
I'm not even in game yet, so.
Oh.
Mine tends to take a little bit longer to load, so.
Okay, cool. This gives me time to move people around as needed. Oh, only needed to move one. It's kind of nice.
Nice. I can say, since I'm still in Champ Select, I am looking at all these beautiful skins. We see a full 10 skin lineup here. Everybody using a skin, so nicely done from everybody. Things to Pool Party MF, KDA All Out Seraphine, Superstar out of Gurg 7, Baker Pantheon, of course, a classic. Blood Moon Shen, Prehistoric Anivia. So, lots of good skins here. Good job, guys. My personal favorite Warwick skin, the Fire Fang. Warwick, actually, no, sorry, that's not my favorite anymore, but that's the Warwick skin I used to use. Okay, I'm getting game. I'll let you know when I'm at, what is it, 12?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'm at 12.
All right, ready? In 3, 2, 1, go. All right, and we are off for this matchup here. Whoop, make sure the camera's going. Perfect. All right, we are off for this matchup between WAP and TFT. Looks like the side of WAP is going to just kind of do a little bit of a spread here. Nothing crazy.
Yeah, this is the... it's not exactly... they're almost in position for a 5-point here, but they're kind of grouped as 3 and then grouped as 2 here from the side of TFT. While we did see,
we're gonna see
kind
Bear
of a 5-point from
WAP,
WAP, but
Bear Jr.'s taking a little bit of extra damage here, is taking the poke, but Stormion, however, on their side is going to take the worst of that trade because Jirachi did walk up and get a lot of damage off. Easily going to be able to back here to get that heal off from both sides, so no big deal, no real catch potential. Something interesting you're seeing is Stormion in the mid lane is having the teleport versus Bear Jr. taking the ignite. So the definite combat somewhere, probably looking to get a lot more pressure in early onto this Anivia. So watch out for Chaotic Sword to be trying to pressure a little bit more the mid lane.
Yeah, and especially on a champion like Pantheon where like you really want to get yourself going early because you're not gonna I don't know, maybe with the Pantheon changes he'll be better late game, but old Pantheon at least not being very good as scaling as this cheese was interesting here, level 1.
Seeing flashes being blown here in the bot lane. Turn 7 having to flash away, have the bomb on his head at that point, escaping there, but the ignite is still up. Juicebox is still pressuring forward, but without the extra damage there, without the CC, easily gets poked.
Yeah, that was very creative. I have not seen a start quite like that. They fake the leash by being in the forward push.
And then it's going to force a force from the Jirachi in the bot lane. But, you know, directed camera wants to take us to the top lane. Zanzan getting poked out here. Bear Jr. actually taking a lot of damage from Stormion, but is going to trade it back decently, so a pretty even trade in the mid lane. However, Whimsavoo hitting level 2 first is doing a lot of damage here to Zanzan.
Yeah, the level 2 from Shen is actually very good. One of the better level 2s, I might say, from top laners with getting the taunt and then the Q pull through as... Oh, the taunt goes wide, but it does get the grass proc, so still big advantage in the top side is... yeah, a lot of trades here from both sides. I want to talk again about that level 1 there. I really like the creativity from Sivan and Juicebox, faking the leash to get into the forward bush while Aurelion is able to easily solo without a leash because he's Warwick and he can sustain with his Q passive. So using that early cheese to get both of the flashes from Jirachi and Gurg is
really
very, very smart.
Sivan's going in. He does have the bomb. And that's going to be a lot of damage, and the hook is going to hit from Jushbox. He's going to go with the play, and the Ignite is going to be enough damage. It's going to be enough damage. Cvan's going to pick up the kill, but is Cvan in trouble here? Cvan's just going to be able to rocket jump to safety and get out there.
Very
Good play from Jushbox to get that going. Oh, and then Gerg7 stepping forward, forcing the flash out of Cvan. Oh, and we're seeing that Lux and Pantheon are here. Lux is going to flash in, is going to pick up the kill.
Oh my god!
The Comet, and Chaotic Sword's going to pick up the second kill onto Jushbox there, so well played, and the bot lane is going to be losing out. The bot lane of WAP is going to be losing out on a lot of minion experience and farm there. While the actual farm difference isn't a whole lot, that's still a lot of experience to be missing out on.
Yeah, that is going to be big as... Oh. Yeah, so those turret shots are actually going to make the health even between these two. Before that, Whims of Ooh was winning out on these trades pretty hard. But yeah, while they do miss a lot of experience there in the bot lane, that is first blood and a second kill onto Coach Cvan on the Tristana, so that's a lot of gold. He's going to get the pickaxe and a longsword as he comes back into lane. So Tristana off to a very good start, as well as being one of the better scaling AD carries. So it's going to possibly be pretty scary here in the bot lane coming out of Coach Cvan on the Tristana.
Yeah, you've got just the super strong mid game on Tristana as well. Just being able to, I mean, you can solo 80 carries. You can, with most of the people in this game, minus maybe the Maokai, depending on how far ahead, you can almost solo anybody in this game. Whims of Ooh taking a tower shot, missing the taunt, and then Zanzan's going to go into a lot of extra damage, but Whims of Ooh's just going to look to run away. But Lux is here, and Zanzan's going to flash in for the kill. Well played, Zanzan.
Let's see your exclamation point Zanzan in chat, although it was probably the roam from Bear Jr. that secures that, but still taking that kill for himself with the flash. Not something you normally say, the roaming Lux, but Bear Jr. has been bot and top already, so very interesting. He has done a little bit in CS is what he's given up for that pressure, but yeah, I'd like to see the roaming Lux there. It's the instant TP top there from Winds of Ooh.
The ult coming out from Zanzan as well in the top lane, but Bear Jr. is getting gone on by Stormman. Stormman doesn't have a whole lot of mana, so can't keep going here, but is going to actually force Bear Jr. out of lane. And it looks like, so we're seeing some even farm here in the bot lane, but blue team, WAP is going to pick up this dragon. Looks like they might look for a play bot lane, but no, there is a ward there, so they do see that Aurelion is there. Ooh, the rocket jump in, but we get taken away by direct-to-camera, because direct-to-camera thought there was something happening mid lane. So not much.
Yeah, the passive move speed from Misfortune means she can just take the 1E and walk away, but doesn't take any extra damage because they couldn't land any basic attacks with the strut there from Misfortune means she can walk away without taking any more damage. But mid lane, Bear Jr. picking up the wave.
The hook misses.
Good look there from Juicebox, trying to push the advantage with the 2 kills that Cvan already had. Both mid laners on the recall there. Stormion had a little bit of a CS advantage, but he loses out on some XP as the wave was pushed in from Bear Jr. Both mid laners, though, are level 6. No TP for Stormion, no flash from Bear Jr. Both of these mid laners are pretty good at wave clearing now, as Anivia is level 6, though the mid lane wave clear is going to be extremely hard for Bear Jr. to get control of this mid lane back with the Glacial Storm being able to be used from Anivia. So probably won't see too many more roams from Bear Jr. Thanks to the pressure here, but
yeah, luckily at this
point, I want to see some more action here from Aurelion on the Warwick. He is 0-0-0. He has a little bit of a CS lead, but on Warwick I feel like you want to be more active early. Trade mid lane.
We're seeing the jump in. Jirachi is going to be really in trouble here, and here comes the Shen.
Oh, Stand United.
They're going to keep going, but now we're taking us back to the mid lane. Stormion is going to solo kill Bear Jr. Gerg7 is also going to get taken down. A double kill for Coach Cvan here. Going to be picking up a lot of kills with help of all of his team. Nice hook there by Jushbox. The slow coming in. Jirachi just decided not to use any summoners there, and now they're going in on the Chaotic Sword, who just walks into this lane with 4 people there and is 3 people, sorry, and is going to die. Coach Cvan still managing to survive that, so full plate picked up here for Jushbox. And Stormion's getting a lot of extra time here with this tower. And with some free minions here, too. Well played by Stormion to pick up that kill. Oh, but the binding lands. Lux is doing a lot of damage, but the Storm is going to just stop anything further from happening. That's just a lot of zone control.
Yeah, and what a great series of events there from That's a WAP. The Warwick trying to get involved there does finally get 1 assist on himself, but 3 more kills for Coach Sivan on the Tristana. So this might possibly be a hard to deal with Tristana already. It actually has the Kraken Slayer only 9 minutes into the game, so this is going to be very, very scary. As Coach Sivan, we all know how good he can be when he gets a lead, and especially on a Tristana, who is going to be able to press that advantage so easily. Yeah, and the solo kill there has all the action was bot lane, but Stormion getting the solo kill on the Bear Jr. in the mid lane. I talked about how strong he can be on this Anivia, and it's only going to get worse as he also scales very well into the game with his zone control and his wave clear, and he has a kill.
We're
so
seeing the engage here on the top lane. Coach Steven also going in onto the bot side, doing a lot of damage there. Meanwhile, you're seeing Whimsavoo having to flash out there, but you've got the collapse in here. Shen is going to survive for now. Is Zanzane able to get in there? The shield's coming in. He's not going to be able to pick up the kill. The ignite's not going to be enough. Warwick comes over the wall to save Whimsavoo, and they're going to take down Zanzane. It's going to be a 2-for-none there, with only the flash being burned by Whimsavoo to save them. Meanwhile, still a lot of action in the bot lane. Sivan burning his flash in there. Same thing with Jirachi as well. Both flashes were burned in the meantime while we were watching that top fight happen. But no kills going down. Just a lot of pressure coming in for the side of WAP on the spot side of the map.
Yeah, and with the Demolish proc from Thresh and the turret damage from Tristana, they're going to get the very early first turret here, well before the expiration of the plates. Mid lane Stormion,
a lot of damage here. Caught out on the side. Bear Jr. doesn't have the ultimate up at this time, so not a lot of trade damage to be had. Bear Jr. Pantheon was looking to ult in, but did not ult in the right direction. Stormion's going to get hit, but does have the egg, I believe. The egg is going to be popped. Chaotic Sword is stuck by himself, going 2v1 versus a Pantheon, or an Anivia and a Warwick, and the Shen ultimate is going to come in on the Stormion just to secure it. Meanwhile, Tristana on the backline is going to jump in onto the Lux kill there, and this is going to be a 3-dragon. This game is spiraling out of control in the for the side of WAP.
Yeah, it's 5k more than that actually at only 11 minutes is absolutely huge. Plus down 2 dragons and 1 turret to none. It was a decent, not a bad look from Chaotic Sword. He flashed the Anivia stun to try to chase the kill, which was a good initial look, but he was all by himself and he didn't have the damage to get through the egg as well.
Hits only onto Thresh, the root coming down onto Whimsavoo, but there is not any follow-up there to be had. The hook lands, nothing's going to happen there, and everybody's just going to walk away. So a little aggressive there with that ultimate. However, Coach Sivan, talk about aggressive. They're going to jump in over the wall, and that's going to be the kill. Ulting them away, so that way Whimsavoo cannot pick up that kill just to secure it for Coach Sivan. And that's another free kill, and this might be looking into just this tower. Here, meanwhile, Rurion on the backline is going to ult in there. Going to take a lot of damage. Shen's going to stop the ult from Misfortune. She's going to go down as well. So many low health bars. And the Seraphine ult's not there. Double kill coming in for Coach Sivan. And in the top lane, Zanzan's just going to survive. Holy moly, on every single side of the map, it's just fight, fight, fight.
Yeah, look at the health bars here from That's a WAP. Everybody is at half health or less. They took all those fights and barely were able to get out of them with their lives, but that's going to make it 13-3 in kills and almost an 8,000 gold lead, 7.5-ish. So
in the bot lane, Tristana has a 4k advantage over the Misfortune at this point. 2k, just under 2k for the Anivia over the Lux. And the junglers are like the exact same. Just a small advantage for Shen. And then support-wise as well, a 1.5k gold lead for this Thresh as well. So solidly in favor. Most of this gold is from the ADC and mid lanes of WAP. Zanzan taking a lot of damage as well just because of the zone control. Oh my goodness, Stormion. just pushing Zanzan away from the tower. No farmer experience for you. Whew.
Yeah, I wonder if whatever happens the rest of this game, if they're going to look at a first phase Anivia ban in place of one of their other bans here. But oh, the death sentence!
Yeah, and that's going to be
Wow.
Jirachi just going down again. There's no escapes at that point. You get hit with a hook, you're just dead because Tristana's going to jump on top of you as well. So 10-1 Tristana at this point in the game. Holy moly. The supports and AD carry of WAP are mirroring scores 10-1-0 and 0-1-10. So they are doing exactly what they need to be doing in this game.
Yeah, these guys are absolutely in sync right now. This is gonna be a more.
Oh, the flash hook is gonna land. Gurg7's gonna get taken out. The ultimate used, but it's just not gonna matter because the lantern takes Sivan to safety. Whoo! Ow.
Yeah, there is no stopping this combination right now. Both of these two are absolutely feeling it, as well as the nearly 30 CS lead. Like you said, 10-1. He's going to be able to pick up his second item for sure at not even 15 minutes into the game, whenever he finishes this recall. And as the scaling Tristana, who has more than 2 level lead against the Misfortune. Oh, he canceled the recall. He's looking for it.
He knows Bear Jr.'s still there. The wave's there. He's going in. However, Bear Jr.'s got everything. And it's just not going to be enough. The burn is not going to be there. Life stealing. Sivan's going to stay alive. It was a great turn, but just not quite enough. Bear Jr. is going to get taken down. And this is just the kind of stuff Tristana does when she gets head. Zanzan, you are in trouble here. You've got a Shen. Oh, that wall was so good. But meanwhile, Gurg7's getting engaged on as well here by the Warwick. Zanzan's going to get taken out. Chaotic Sword goes into Aruyan. Aruyan actually really squishy at this point. So will get taken down there in the backside.
Where's the
Chaotic Storm looking to go in on Stormy, and the root hits, and it's going to be X-Form. This is going to be a shutdown. Hopefully they're going to donate it. Nope, it's going to go over to Chaotic Sword. They don't want to give it to the MF. Try and get the MF back in the game.
Yeah, I think MF is definitely the target you want that to go on, but still, Pantheon getting it is not the end of the world. He's going to be able to get more damage with it, and then maybe possibly look at being able to assassinate somebody with the Pantheon burst. But regardless, that was a pretty good turnaround.
Is just going to pop this Misfortune and steal the red buff and then just jump right out.
Yeah,
wow.
This is a, you know, you probably can't even 2v1 the Tristana at this point. You're going to need at least 3 members just to take Tristana on by yourself. The shutdown on Anivia is pretty good. Not only do you get the kill, you get the egg cooldown as well. So next time, if you're able to solo her out, she won't have the passive. So that is one thing to look forward to, but still not a lot of hope here, I think, from TFT, as they are down by 9,000 gold almost. Now on to Soul Point here, easily picked up from That's a WAP. So
this is the point. You just
we're
have
in
to
about
be
miracle territory
fights.
here.
You've got to be looking for these team fight wombo combos. Hit a multi-man Seraphine ulti, which just misses. That's what you're looking for, but it's not. The execution is just not quite there. If that hits multiple members, that's something you can take them down at that point and look to combo with an MF ult and this Lux as well, but just not quite there. One thing I do want to mention is, and I know Storyman is a very good Anivia main in general, but there's so many pocket picks that you need to take away from some of these players. But the problem now is there's so many just meta picks that work so well no matter what. Like Shen works so well no matter what the comp, no matter what the situation, always works. Anivia at this point, even if you don't know how to play Anivia well, almost got the kill on the corner. Even if you don't know how to play it well, it still works because you still scale into this late game. Oh my goodness. Tristana is going to jump away, but is going to get knocked.
Oh, the flash stun
by Chaotic Sword. Has to flash away. The Shen ult coming in. Oh, they may have gone too far. Aruyan's going to miss the ultimate, but is going to get taken down here. And then a nice hook by Juicebox. The teleport coming in as well from Stormyon. And they're going to escape. It's just going to be Chaotic Sword, but they did throw the Tristana flash there. Oh my god, Jirachi gets hit with the damage. Gurg7 is going to get taken out over the wall by this Tristana. Woo, that's a lot of damage.
Yeah, at this point, the Kraken Slayer and the
Storm Razor.
what's that called? Storm Razor plus the more crit chance to go on top of it with the cloak is no one is going to be surviving very long against Coach Seavan, especially when he has the team around him. Like you said, they did get the flash out because he was being a little too over aggressive in that one instant. But as long as he have team members around him, I don't think there's any thing he really has to worry about. As long as he doesn't go forward by himself like that again.
Yeah, and I mean, Tristana only needs those two items because you get the attack speed, you get the crate, you get the extra damage. It's everything all in one. You don't need all kinds of extra attack speed. You don't really need those super extra attack speed items because you get that with your Q for free. It doesn't cost any mana. You get that for free. And you just get the damage for the bombs. That's all you need. But like I was saying earlier, you get some of these pocket picks you have to ban away. Like, you have to ban the Yasuo, you have to ban the Yone away. There's just some of those other strong bans, but everything is there's so many good meta things right now that you can pick that it's just, you have to pick the lesser of the two evils at that point, and then have a game plan against it. There's just so many things you could ban, but you can't ban them all, and you just gotta know, hey, they're probably gonna pick this. What is that we can do to counter that? So, WAP playing this game pretty immaculately at this point. It's 20 kills to 5, 12, 11.5k gold lead at this point. If you look at the gold numbers, 11k for the Tristana, 5,300 for the MF, still at close to a 2.5 in the mid lane, 1.5 in the top lane, 2k for the supports. It's just all over. Not great for the side of TFT at this point. They do get all.
Yeah, look at all this. They land their abilities on the juice box, but even at this point, since he has all these assists, he's able to be pretty tanky from the support role. As he does get hit by another binding, he's going to be able to walk out of it though.
2 E's from Bear Jr. and he's not even at half health. That just goes to show you at this point how far ahead.
Normally, you don't expect a Thresh to be that tanky, but they're just so far ahead at this point that it's pretty hard. Dragon Soul is going to be spawning here soon. They are kind of grouped in the bot river. They have complete control of the river vision, as it is 5 members strong here from TFT. As Bear Jr. walks over ward, finally clears it. They're going to lose Prio mid though because there's the CC.
Stormion's gonna get taken down to egg form here, but you're going to see Shen does able to come in here. Coach Steven gonna pick up the kill on the group 7.
The reset.
Oh, the MF ulti is huge, and then the Bear Jr. Lux ult on top of it, but that's just not gonna be enough.
He got him.
They're still onto the back line, and it's going to be a 4-for-1. Yes, you took down Steven, but your whole team's wiped. And that was just such a good follow-up there. Stormion gets caught out, but you've got the egg with the Shen ultimate. Even if you kill Stormion, he's still coming through because the egg passive is still there. So Stormion able to survive long enough. Whims of Vu coming in and landing the taunts, and then all of the extra damage. Like I said, good follow-up with super nice MF ultimate and Lux ultimate on top, but just not enough.
Yeah, the idea is actually pretty solid there. They find Stormion by himself, but the problem is he has the egg back up and they have a Shen on their team. So he gets to stand united and they do kill him, but it pops the egg, which means the Shen teleport does still connect through the transfer into the egg Nivea. So then you have a Shen on top of you as well. And it was a really nice ultimate from Aurelion as well to lock down.
Oh
my god.
Just waits in the bush and pops.
Yeah, that is it's now an assassin and Nivea with the damage coming through. They do start up the Baron. It's going to be able to go through uncontested as they're going to continue to push their massive advantage here. They already have Mountain Soul as well, so they get the shields, they get the Baron buff, and now I just want to see a clean here push through the mid lane to the end game with these 2 massive buffs. As looks like Juicebox and Seavan are actually wanting to just find more kills as they are going to push Zanzan back to the turret, but
yeah, I think at this point they're just looking for the clean rotation plays. You've got the mid inhib already down. Let that pressure itself, and then you go for the other lanes. You've got Shen with the ultimate, with the TP. And then you've got Anivia, who's just going to TP to the wave here to get all this extra damage down. You're suffocating them. They're suffocating them. Not that, I mean, let's be honest, TFT doesn't really have a huge chance in these fights unless they hit a massive wombo combo. And even then, it's still scary thoughts. But oh, there comes the Seraphine ult, but it's just not really going to do anything. Stormman has to flash away, but C-Van's still going to pop Bear Jr. in the meantime. Zanzan's going to WN, C-Van, or Stormman's going to pick up the kill. Yeah. But meanwhile, Tristana's going to flash in and jump. Coach C-Van's going to get shut down. That's a huge shutdown onto the Pantheon. The ultimate comes in, but here comes the Warwick. Warwick goes on to Gurk 7 there. He's going to land the ultimate, but not enough damage. Meanwhile, Aurion's going to flash in onto Shirachi there, pick up that kill, and they're diving onto Chaotic Sword here. Who's going to flash out and just get the safety inside? Whims of Ooze going to tank the last power.
The turret
picks up the kill. However, whoa. They're picking up the kill. However, they're taking down both of these Nexus towers at this point. Oh, the nice engage by Chaotic Sword. He's going to pick up Stormy out here. No! The tower just doesn't do enough damage. He survives with sub 50 health, and the Lux ultimate's not going to be there for the snipe. Whew, they saved the game, but that was also because of a huge overextension there by Coach C-Van. Flash jumping into 4 people just gets instantly caught by the Pantheon and taken down for 1,000 gold shutdown.
Yeah, as strong as you are, you're still an AD carry jumping into 4 people and a turret by yourself. So feeling himself a little bit understandable considering he was 16-2 before that. But yeah, the Nexus does stand as well as 1 Nexus turret. They did not get the top inhibitor for that either, so it's only 1 inhibitor that goes down. So it is definitely not the one of the better defenses that I think they could have hoped for at this point for TFT, but I feel like it's still only kind of prolonging the inevitable. But I don't know, we'll see. As maybe some items get completed, and the burst might be able to come through again if C-Van is kind of pushed out of position, if they're able to find the cooldowns. But again, we keep saying if, and they still have not been able to find the wombo. You know, the Seraphine ults have not quite been there. So we need the if to turn into not an if, but a certainty. And they haven't been able to do that so far. So we'll see if they can as they again hold on to 2 inhibitors. But
yeah, they have a Nexus tower that's really down at this point. And something we didn't mention because it was off on the other side of the map for what we were watching. Ooh, Stormman does get hit there. Oh my god, the shield. And Stormman took 0 damage from a Lux Q and an ultimate.
Yeah,
kind of insane.
Ridiculous.
But that's part of what we didn't mention was that they picked up Mountain Soul, so they've got those shields for Stormman. That combined with a Fresh Lantern means they took no damage. However, look at the damage Stormion's doing at this point. Tristana gets stunned, but gets taken, just jumps out. A nice ultimate there by Gurk 7, but it's just not going to be enough. They don't have the damage there. Coach Steven's going to jump in and get a triple kill there. And is going to look for the quadra kill. Nope, Lasagna's going to come in. Are they going to get the quadra kill? Oh, he does get the quadra. It's coming here. Posted to the page with permission, of course.
Gets it at the last second. Wow.
Yeah, I mean.
Well, very strong showing there from That's a WAP.
Oh yeah, this is great.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
You just gotta.
What you do? Just exit game?
Just gotta exit game, yeah. Because
okay,
that stuff doesn't want to work. Oh, it actually pulled us to the screen. Huh! I can actually look at stuff. Wow, it's never done that before.
Nice.
Yeah, look at these damage numbers. Holy moly. Stormman coming close at the end, but yeah, Tristana, 27k damage in a 26-minute game. Over 1,000 damage a minute. Did I do that right? Yeah, I did that right. Sorry, I don't math very well. Should have been easy math, but I couldn't do it. Yeah, so that's a lot of damage. Anivia following that up, only a couple K short of that. And then you can see Bear Jr. following it up had half the damage of the Tristana. And that was the most damage that was done by TFT. So, you know, they definitely tried with a couple, you know, wombo fights, but you could just see, even though they hit the Seraphine ult, they hit the MF ult, they just were so far behind it did no damage at that point. So, I mean, yeah, there's going to be some ADC things happening here. And let's be honest, we're going to get a poll out here in just a couple minutes. But in the meantime, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with you. We're just going to go to a nice pause break. And, whoops. And because of, how great that game was, we're going to continue with the song by the one and only Tristana, player from that game, Coach Sivan. We'll be right back.
I need you on me. You're just too hot. When I see you walking by, you get so hot. And my mind shifts into drive. You're just so hot. And it makes me feel alive. You're just too hot. You're just too hot. Watching you walk down the road. When the sun is shining, your skin just glows. You got that fire that lights the room. You just got me falling, baby. Don't turn away. I just need a second to catch my breath. You're just too hot. When I see you walking by, it's so hot. And my mind shifts into drive. You're just so hot. And it makes me feel alive. You're just too hot. You're just too hot. You're on my mind. You're so divine. I'm going crazy over you, baby. You're on my mind. You're so divine. I'm going crazy over you, baby. You're just too hot. When I see you walking by, it's so hot. And my mind shifts into drive. You're just so hot. And it makes me feel alive. You're just too hot. You're just too hot. You're just too hot. When I see you walking by, get so hot. And my mind shifts into drive. You're just so hot. And it makes me feel alive. You're just too hot. You're just too hot.
All right, so we're back here. So, before we get going into this next champ select here, Packer, give me your thoughts on who you think the MVP is for Game 1.
I feel because of the damage charts that looks like you want to go Sivan or Stormion kind of stand out, but I also think Juicebox had an incredibly strong performance on the Thresh. He was hitting his death sentences. He had some even good flash hooks that were really good. And I feel like he was the one who kind of set up most of the kills that Tristana was getting early. And then the snowball came through from that afterwards. So
Thank you, DG
I
Bad
think
Hatter, for the 100
you could
bits.
easily go Juicebox or Coach Sivan or even Stormion if you really wanted, because he also had a really good mid lane performance. Personally, I would give it to Juicebox, but I don't think you can be playing with Sivan or Stormion.
Yeah, I'm definitely thinking, it's between. So for me, it's definitely between Sivan and Jushbox. Stormion also, I mean, had a great game, but I still think MVP wise, yeah, you had crazy thresh hooks out of nowhere, just hitting everything. You saw in the early mid game, it set up so much fights. The early game, just with the level 1 play, blowing flashes right away with the hooks and the flays, set up the Tristana for everything there. But I mean, obviously, you got to give credit to Sivan on that, just playing Tristana to perfection, just jumping in there, getting so much damage off, and just exploding everybody. So obviously, I think I'll have to give it to Sivan on that one, because playing Tristana, that's an easy way to win my heart over is just play Tristana. And yeah, so
Let's see some
but I can
exclamation
definitely
point
see
ADC in the
I
chat.
can see the I can definitely see Jushbox being a strong front runner for it as well. And right now, I'll still give it a second. Once we start up Champ Select, then I'll say we'll cut it off here. But right now, Jushbox is actually leading this vote here, 7-5 over Cvan here. So you've got time. We've got 29 people in this lobby, 28 people in this lobby, and we've only had what 13 votes. So go ahead and get your votes in there. Make your voice heard.
That's right.
Let us know who you think.
Exercise your rights as an American to vote. Going back to what I was mentioning earlier and what we talked about a little bit about a possible Anivia ban, I also think obviously Tristana ban could be mentioned here, and trading out possibly for maybe like they banned Braum away from Juicebox, which I know obviously that's one of his main champions and he's really strong on it. But I think if you take away one of those, either the Anivia or the Tristana could be a possible trade in bans for something like that. As well as the Malphite, which is a pretty strong champion that we see most teams be able to play. So it's a common like standard ban for basically any team. But against that's a WAP when you have like these specialized carries on these kind of champions. I think it might be in their interest to target ban them more than it would be to put out like just a common Malphite ban like they did. So we'll see what they change up here.
Yeah, and we are about to get into it here. The Champ Select has started, and it looks like Samira is still that first ban for the side of TFT. So definitely still not wanting to play against that. But we'll see if there's any adjustments after this.
Yeah, I also would like to see Bear Jr. on a champion that's going to give him a little bit more agency to make plays other than just like landing a long range binding. Because we saw, even though he does have the range advantage over the Anivia, he actually kind of struggled against Stormion and was solo killed maybe twice, at
And
least
real
once.
quick, there's the Tristana ban.
Yep.
Getting rid of that aggressive champion.
Yeah. Other than that one into the turret there, top side, really knew when he should jump in and when he should sit back, and knowing when to
and their
be
Kaisa
aggressive.
ban as well. So
Wow.
last round, just to be clear, we had a Samira, Malphite, and Braum ban. Are the first three, and they just decided, nope, we're going to ban out the three biggest carries for Cvan at this point. Will we see the Kog'Maw? Will we see it? Who knows?
Yeah,
Hopefully
that could
it's
be a
not the
thing.
the weird
Although,
Triforce Kog'Maw that we saw last time, but
yeah.
yeah.
The one thing I will say about a Kog'Maw is that is going to give TFT more options to just pick
And
instant
the
engage like they did with the Malphite. So if you pick a Kog'Maw, well, he's just going to get Malphite ulted every time. There's nothing you can do about it. So I like what they're trying to maybe force him onto a pick like that doesn't have any mobility. So we'll see what they decide to pull out. Of course, Misfortune being really strong, and Jin as well. So we'll see if they want to trade for the Misfortune. Possibly from last game, or stealing the Anivia.
And in this case, they could still go back
I'm
and
sorry,
kind of
not a
run it
steal.
back
They
with
had
a
it last
similar
game.
comp as well. Because as we saw in last night's games, the Malphite comboed with those ultimates is great. Because Malphite's just got that super good engage no matter what. Somebody tagged Sebastian for the Malphite Shen matchup back in the top lane again. Who would have guessed it? Two of the strongest PMA LCS top laners right now. But yeah, WAP locks in the Anivia and Shen. Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They'll just have to adjust 80 carry wise at this point, and we'll see how much they go back to it. TFT going to pick up the Xerath in a response. That could still go towards Gurg 7 as well. But more than likely, I would think it might be in the mid lane there.
Yeah.
Maybe not, because that would be Bear Jr. playing that. I can't say I've ever seen
Well,
Bear
that could
Jr.
also
playing
be.
that.
I do think that
Yeah.
is a champion that Chaotic Sword has played back when he was a mid laner, and so they might be possibly flexing Bear Jr. back to the jungle we could see what they do there with that. Although,
Yep, that's probably. I think that's definitely what they're doing. It looks like Graves is going to be the pick, and I would imagine that is a Bear Junior style champion. I mean, still could be swapped around, but yeah, definitely imagine that's going to be the case.
yeah. So personally, I like playing Xerath quite a bit, so that's cool for me to see. Although I don't know if he's been the strongest mid laner in a while, but similar to the Lux, though, we're just like
Ooh.
extremely long range, although
The Poppy locked in.
even
for
farther
Jack.
range. Yeah, that's an interesting pick there. Poppy, we typically see that more as a counter to champions that have a lot of mobility, a lot of dashes, which Graves does have, but you can't stop the Malphite ult with that. So usually that's a champion we see more like picked later for some specific counters. But with the Shen, that does mean that one of these two is either going to be a jungle or that's possibly a support Shen as well. But I don't know if that is something that Juicebox plays myself.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I don't think that's a
If it was
Juicebox
Gare
pick.
Bear, I would say it might be a support Poppy, but it's not Gare Bear.
And we're seeing the Lucian banned away. Which is
Yeah, so they're just going to ban
Yep.
even more 80 carries here away from Coach C-Van. Do we see the Penta ban here?
We might. We still might. Just put them on
I would say
something
that
extremely
Lucian could also be a mid
uncomfortable
lane
at that
ban,
point.
but with Anivia locked in, that's probably not.
Yeah, and I mean it most certainly could have been, but yeah, with Anivia locked in, you're expecting them to be banning that away, and they're going to take away the Ezreal as well. I think that's also a strong ban, but yeah, the Penta ban away from C-Van, and there's the Kog'Maw. Or is he going to do it? Hasn't locked it in yet. We're going to see. Is this going to be the Kog'Maw game for him? Getting our hopes up and then just dashing them. And so it's going to be Sivir. Going to have lots of support engage potential with the Sivir ultimate there for a Poppy and a Shen to just run you down. So we'll see what they pick up support-wise as well too afterwards. Support going last pick.
Yeah, unless again it is a support
pick.
Shen, which is possible, probably not very likely, but they could have been picking it early to flex it around.
Ooh, we're gonna see the Senna back from Jirachi.
Yeah, Jirachi going back to a classic champion, not someone that we have seen as much lately this preseason. So
yeah,
it'd be interesting to see how they navigate that one.
Let's be honest, Senna has not been the strongest champion this season. Ooh, and then the Swain coming in. So yeah, that's going to be the Xerath mid lane for sure. Swain support for Gurg 7, it looks like. They're going to be looking to try and get those picks onto, in lane, onto the, might be Lulu Sivir. Nami's also hovered now. But yeah, I do like that adaptation. Ooh, and Nautilus is still up. They didn't ban anything away from Juicebox, so that could be an option as well. Are they going to go with the... Yeah, they are. They're just going to have a super beef comp for this Sivir Anivia. And yeah, Nautilus actually does decently well into Swain. If you dodge the E from Swain, it makes it trade back damage really easy. So kind of a scary bot lane here for TFT again versus the side of WAP. But this time, it's not as easy for the Sivir to just jump in and run you down.
Yeah, so I do think that is a nice pickup there when you see the Malphite. If you can time the spell shield well enough on Sivir to block the Malphite ultimate, and then use your own ultimate to then get the move speed to be able to kite away. Yeah, definitely the 3 tanks and 2 carry here, standard from that's a WAP. Sivir and Anivia both bring a lot of AoE damage with the boomerang and the ricochets creating through the team from Sivir, and then of course the Glacial Storm. So they just want to have Poppy, Shen, Nautilus just stand in front of these two, and they do a lot of damage in corridors and small areas onto multiple members at once. And the other side, Malphite being the only tank, so they're going to be able to get that AoE damage onto multiple squishy members is a good thing. Um, the other side, Senna Swain as a lane does bring a lot of sustain. So if you do get hooked in by Nautilus and lose a trade, you can kind of sustain back up with both of those two champions healing. There's a lot of range on that side, so that is very good for them to be able to stay away from the Nautilus and stay away from the Shen taunt when everyone except for Malphite is ranged. So they're going to be able to try to kite away from fights and kind of stay disengaged and use the Xerath poke and use the Senna poke to get members low, maybe before they look for an engage. So there's a lot of different nuances that can come in from both of these two sides. I kind of like what both teams have done here. I think we're going to see some like individual execution is going to might be the deciding factor. Coach Sivan not on a champion that has as much agency on himself like a Tristana does, so he's going to be a little bit more team dependent. So we'll see how that plays out as well. What else do you think about these teams here?
I mean, I'm going to be honest. I like WAP's team comp much better. The side of TFT's comp, just in general, it doesn't really seem like they have anything. They just kind of went with what seems like, I'm guessing, what's comfort picks. So Zan's on something tanky, but with some nice engage, it'll make it a little bit easier versus the Maokai, like having the Maokai, because yes, while Maokai has the ultimate that can just reach down a lane, it's not very quick. It's easily escapable. And with the Anivia, all you had to do was throw up the wall, and he couldn't get near you to be able to use W to be able to get in there and do anything. Whereas Malphite, on the other hand, they gave him the easy engage. So all he has to do is just hit the ult onto the team, hopefully onto multiple people, and that's just your engage right there. But the problem is the rest of the team, like it just doesn't feel very cohesive. Swain, Graves, Xerath, Senna, like Graves and Swain are kind of looking to get into the fights, but Senna and Xerath are looking to stay completely back and just like hit from a distance. Like it just doesn't seem super cohesive to me. However, like I said, they are on some really strong comfort picks. Like Senna is obviously Jirachi's, main pick that we've come to know them for. Graves is a super strong pick for Bear Jr. as well. Zan does well on the Malphite, and I've seen some really good things from Gerg7 on Swain. So I think it's more of just they went with comfort picks, whereas WAP went more with a comp. Like, hey, let's put the Sivir in there, and let's just put tanks in front and just run at them. And then Poppy just stops anybody from escaping kind of thing. So I think they have a little bit better of a comp, easier to play around, but you've got all the comfort from
yeah
TFT.
Yeah, I'll agree that WAP's comp is going to be easier to execute on, and it's definitely more the standard like front to back team fight, like put the tanks in front, have our carries in the back.
Keep talking for
that
like
gives them
20
an
seconds.
advantage. Huh?
Just keep talking.
Oh, okay. And I agree, like TFT might not have the most complete synergy, but they do have the options of being able to use the Xerath and the Senna from long range and try to poke from range. And then once they get some members low health, then they can look for the engage with the Malphite. And they do have burst to combo with the Malphite with Graves Q and ultimate, the Senna ultimate. Xerath can follow a Malphite ultimate with his from range. So they do have some options, and they do have ways they can, as long as they can use all of their champions' ranges to stay away from the Nautilus and the Shen CC and the Poppy CC as well, and get poke down around objectives, around corridors, and then they can look to move in and look for an engage. They definitely have that as an option, although it is definitely going to be harder to pull off. So we'll just have to see, like, do they play smart enough? Do they play slowly enough to be able to use their range advantage first, or if they just kind of tunnel into them without using those, without using their strength, which is their range, before they start off a fight, then it's going to go bad for them, is for sure.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that plays out, and especially here losing game one, that means they could fall down to 10-10 after this, which puts them in possible elimination range from Pledge Daddies or Among Us. So for sure, backs against the wall here on this one, and we'll see what they can pull out.
Yeah, most certainly. It's going to be it's kind of a almost a do or die situation for TFT here if they're looking to keep their playoff hopes alive. Obviously, they do have next week to kind of really hope that, but if you kind of lose out here, then you only have one option for next week, and I think it's got to be that 2-0 next week. Otherwise, so, but yeah, and I mean, WAP has all the momentum, so it's going to be very hard for them to do so. But obviously, TFT has been up there in the standings for most of the season, so, and there's a reason for that because they're still a very strong team. So let's see if they can work things out, get everything going, and pull out the W here. But once again, thanks everybody for being here with us on this. What is it? Sunday evening. Time has kind of been blurred this past holiday season. It's kind of weird. But thanks everybody for being here, and let us know in chat who you think is going to take this win by spamming hashtag WAP win or hashtag TFT win. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yep. One thing I do want to mention that we kind of forgot about was with the Shen and the Poppy, weren't exactly sure which was going to go top and which was going to go jungle. So we do see now it is Aruyan taking the Poppy into the jungle. It is not going to be the River Shen, but Whimsavoo playing Shen top like he did game 1. Let's all take a moment to shame Jirachi for not having Senna skin.
Pause at 10, by the way.
This is their main champion, and being the only one in the game without a skin.
Pause at 10. Wait, I'm at 10.
I lied.
Rewind.
You're at 10?
Yep, I'm at 10. You there?
Okay, me too. Yep.
I'll get everybody in order real quick. Looks like everybody's in order already. That's kind of nice. All right, and 3, 2, 1, go.
First rule of being a sentinel.
All right. So last game, again, we had the really creative level 1 from Juicebox and Cvan, where they took the early path into the forward bush and bot lane and faked the leash to get a really good trade advantage and blew the flashes from Chaotic Sword and Gurk 7. So we'll see if there's any more creative setups here, as it is a stack here, it looks like, from that's a WAP here in the whatever bush you call this one outside the river.
And try and ward that bush there. Nobody's going to take the bait, though. They know Zanzan's on the top side because of the ward there. Tree Kangaroo says, spam this dog if Gurg 7 gameplay makes you go pog. Hashtag TFT win.
It's a bit of a mouthful for a chant, but I like it.
It's a good one, though. I can appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, nothing is going to happen here for the stack. So we see the recall here, and then both teams are going to go their own ways. 2 river wards here from That's a WAP, but unfortunately these are not very deep, so they're not really going to see any actual jungle information, as we're going to see the blue start, it looks like, from Bear Jr., which is a little different, as again we see actually no, we see Chaotic Sword and Gurk 7, sorry, Gurk 7 and Jirachi taking a page from Cvan and Juicebox, where they're going to fake a leash and take the forward bush. So they're just trading plays from last game.
Hit it!
There it is!
And they're not running forward for the extra damage. Why would you give up on that? Keep going. Chase after him. Oh, that seems so upsetting. Oh, and then the root hits again. The ignite goes down.
Nice.
They're both going to flash in, and the extra auto. The damage is going to be there. Meanwhile, on the top side, Stormion's getting caught out. Chaotic Sword had to flash there. The same with Stormion. Juicebox is in the mid lane for some reason. What is happening here? I don't know what the heck just happened. Why was Juicebox not in the bot side? Either way, flashes from both mid laners, flashes from, both bot lane, both ADCs, and then Gurk 7 also flashing as well. But they do pick up the kill.
Yeah.
Lots of experience.
Yeah, that's going to be...
For the side of...
It's going to be really big there.
Oh, Zanzan's taking a lot of damage
taunt?
from Wu at this point.
Yeah, so literally just taking... Oh, hold on. Stun in the mid lane.
Nothing
Okay,
really
so
gonna
trades in
happen.
the mid lane, both are about half health. Literally taking the play straight out of WAP's playbook, picking the leash and moving into that forward bush, taking advantage of Juicebox being mid lane for some reason. And
Root hits it. Oh my god, so much damage on the Chaotic Sword there. The root is going to hit onto Cvan, so no more aggression play there. But like I was saying, Garrick7 playing this this Swain has played it really well and is landing the E's there, so getting those roots and getting the pullbacks as well with it. And then Senna with the extra damage, able to just fire from so far away with the Q to get that poke in. Like, look at that! That's so far! It's insane.
Yeah, very nicely done. Threading the Qs through the minions to extend the range and get the damage down from that far away. Look at already up by 10 CS in the bot lane thanks to that level 1 play. And the random Nautilus mid. I still don't know exactly what happened up there because the junglers were involved as well, or at least Graves was. So it was, I don't know, that was kind of a weird thing.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on there. Still didn't get the information. But either way, looking okay. Some damage coming out.
Oh, another never move.
Yeah, the electric is doing a lot of damage. Chaotic Sword once again taking so much damage here from Stormion. Stormion with the happy feet.
Ooh, nice
out of the
dodge.
stun, but is taking a lot of minion damage here for dancing around so far forward. Zanzan once again still taking a lot of poke here in this top lane. Down just a little bit of farm at this point, but same thing with Coach Steven in the bot lane is back down a little bit just due to being shoved out of lane right away.
Yeah, and it is some really nice footwork out of Stormion. He takes that Q, but other than that, he's dodged the last 2 shocking orbs from Chaotic Sword, so he's able to win out on those trades. Oh, nice top side. Oof. Yeah, Shen taking the advantage there. Again, of course, depending on the matchup, but actually surprising people with the amount of damage he could do with a taunt, and then gets the pull through on the Q with the sword to do extra health damage. So shoves the Malphite out of lane, is up already 15 CS. He's going to keep playing really well like he did last game on the Shen.
Yeah, and in this matchup, you see that Malphite does not lose. The engage here in the bot lane. Juicebox is a little bit far forward. Bear Jr. is looking to do a lot of damage, but
doesn't dodge
Juicebox
damage.
has the flash. So not going to keep chasing there. Bear Jr. is just going to let him back at that point. But forcing Juicebox out of lane. And then Bear Jr. just packs a couple farm just to say, hey, I was here. We didn't get a kill, so I'm taking this. Oh, and another stun comes in.
Ooh, max range.
Takes a lot of damage. These stuns just keep hitting from Stormion. Stormion's doing a great job there.
Again, familiarity from Stormion on this champion is so well practiced on, as we see an early dragon actually here from Garrick7 and Bear Jr.
Yeah, they're gonna pick this dragon up. Bear Jr. actually taking a lot of damage from this dragon, but they will be able to pick it up here. And kind of what I was saying earlier is Malphite loses these trades early just because of that shield, because you can block the autos. But once you get your it's not Sunfire anymore, but once you start getting your some burn damage, some
Sunfire
damage, once you start getting that, it just makes it so easy. Ooh, the nice slow there, and into the root there.
There's the heal.
Lots of damage coming out. Heal coming in from Cvan is going to keep them alive for the time being. Maybe a little unneeded, but kind of scary.
Oh, another one.
Oh, Garrick7 gets hooked in here. Gets ignited as well. Lots of damage coming out. Jirachi is looking to just trade against Cvan by themselves at this point. Garrick7 also still stepping forward, but Juicebox is here in between, just ready to land another hook, and it's going to land onto Juicebox at this point. Whimsaboo is ulting in there. I guess ulted in onto Cvan there. And flashed, but not able to pick up anything out of it. Don't think that Cvan was in range of dying at that point, but did stop any further engage from happening, so gonna have to TP back to this top lane probably.
Yeah, and actually we see on the mini-map, Ruyan is, he's picking up the CS for him, but that's gonna, for sure it feels bad though. He loses a stand united right as he gets to level 6, and he uses the flash, doesn't get anything out of it.
No, and in the mid lane, Whimsaboo misses the taunt.
Wow.
And nothing's going to happen there. Chaotic Sword still stepping forward. Probably not where you want to be. Going to flash that damage and flash the mastery at that point.
Shows the
Maybe didn't
mastery.
need to do that. Oh, Chaotic Sword, you're stepping
Why?
forward once again. You're being so aggressive here when you just burned your flash to escape everything. But hey, that's fine.
Another sidestep.
Taking a lot of damage still. Gerg 7 flashing the mastery as well. Trying to get the poke out onto C-Van here.
Yeah, so pretty nicely done there from Chaotic Sword to dodge out on the Shen taunt, and then flashes the Anivia stun, which again probably would have been a guaranteed death as Whimsavoo finally makes his way back to the top side, and he's right back to doing
so
damage.
much damage.
Oh, he has the
direct to camera takes us away from the mid, but that's okay. You know, whatever.
He's not going to land it though.
Clearly, because direct to camera knew.
Right. I believe he probably still had Agnivia as well, so he was at least just looking to get the passive out. Regardless, he does force him out of lane, and didn't see how he got Stormy on that low. Probably just hit him with the Shocking Orb, and then it's the combo. There is you get the Shocking Orb, and then you use the Eye of Destruction, the Xerath W. Oh, here's the gank.
But it looks like they're just going to keep running. They're going to keep running. However, Jiraiya's going to have to flash to avoid being knocked into the wall. However, Gerg 7 is going to hit the root onto Juice Box. Here comes the ultimate from
TPs!
And we're going to see a nice ultimate there onto Aruyan. The pullback actually pulls in Whimsavoo, but it looks like Zanzan's going to pick up a kill onto Aruyan. They don't have extra time, but they do have all the extra damage here. Gerg 7's going to pick up the kill. Zanzan's taking up the tower. Jiraiya's going to pick up the kill onto Whimsavoo, and Zanzan's going to get taken down. Whimsavoo picking up that kill credit there. We're going to get a lot of damage down onto this tower, but yeah, the TP's coming out. Stormyon didn't have it, so it ended up being, in the long run, a 4v5 there. For the side of TFT, who are looking to keep their playoff dreams alive.
Yeah, that is the TP's blown. Everybody's here in the bot lane except for Stormyon, and what a great play there coming from Teamfight Titties as again Gerg 7 landing almost every single one of these never moves, and Bear Jr. and Chaotic Sword. I didn't even notice on the map that they had roamed down there for the counter gank, but really smart rotation there, and that is now a 2,000 gold lead here, and the first dragon of the game for... wait, no, they had the dragon earlier. I forgot, because they took that. Regardless, a good gold lead here for Teamfight Titties, as they felt the pressure from game one, so that is going to be the teleports down. However, Whimsavoo does have his Stand United backup, so they do have the global pressure, as the dragon is going to be spawning soon-ish, I think.
Yeah.
So they might be able to use that to their advantage.
That's one of the benefits of everybody wanting to play Shen recently. It's just so much global pressure. So even if you don't have the TP available, you've got that shield, you've got that ability to get into a fight when you need to. It just sets up so much potential. And you can see now, Malphite having the Sunfire is starting to be able to do a little bit more damage, and we see the Chaotic Sword is trying to get some poke down, but is actually not able to do anything to Aruyan, really. Aruyan's just going to pick up that Herald there. Not a problem. Crispy Chad, thank you for the subscription. We much appreciate that. Crispy Chad was the one who was streaming the previous match, so much appreciated for streaming that previous match as well. 15
yeah, the damage is starting to even out a little bit in the top side, but at this point he is down by 25 CS though, so it's still a big advantage for Whimsavoo. As here's the gank from Stormyon.
Gerg 7 is in the middle of them, has the Zhonya's and his ultimate, so is doing a lot of damage, and it's trying to stay alive, but the never move hits onto Coach C-Van, who has the Shen ultimate, but is going to get taken down before Shen can get into the fight. Meanwhile, now it's just a chase down. Are they going to be able to do it? Jushbox is going to have to flash out, but the ultimate from the Jirachi is not going to pick up the kill. The flash there by Jushbox.
Another never move.
And it's just so close at this point, but 6 kills to 1 at this point for the side of TFT. Well played.
Yeah, another really great counter gank from Barrett Jr. He is making his presence felt where it is needed, and Gerg 7 is absolutely on fire. I don't know if he's missed a single never move here on Swain. He landed another multiple ones there to guarantee that kill. don't quite get Juice Box, but he is pushed away, and they have 4 turrets taken on the bot side, or 4 plates taken on the bot side, excuse me. So that's a lot of gold, as well as their small CS lead, and that is the second dragon of the game going off screen to Team Pride Titties. So definitely feeling a lot better about this game. And Coach Sivan 0-3 on their star carry 80 carries. So they're invested a lot into keeping Sivan down, and it is so far working to great effect.
Yeah, that's what happens when you have to 5-ban an 80 carry, just to make sure that they're not on something comfortable and a little more stationary. And even though it is relatively comfortable in the fact that you've got a spell shield, not much escape potential other than flash. Bear Jr. kind of gets stuck in the wall there. A weird little glitch. They're not able to take the mid tower with the Herald, but Bear Jr. is going to be able to escape there. So well played there. You're seeing the gold numbers from these carries. And Aruyon's going to dive in under the tower. He will pick it up here, but taking a lot of damage in the meantime.
Here's Bear Jr.
Bear Jr.'s looking to come behind on the Stormion. Not going to... he's going to use the dash
the Gale Force.
However, in the bot lane, we're seeing that Jirachi is getting run on by Jushbox and Sivan here. Sivan is going to be able to pick up that kill. Meanwhile, Gerg7 finds the Poppy there, and there's the Anivia passive that gets popped. Egg Nivea gets taken down, so a 2-for-1 overall on over the whole map here. Sivan picking up kill, which is definitely much needed onto the Jirachi here, but Gerg7 has the ultimate, is looking to go in here onto Sivan, and is going to get the pull, but Juicebox is left out to die, no flash, and the kill's going to get picked up by Gerg7 with that ultimate from Swain. So well played there. They're just going to keep stopping the backs from Sivan's. Just try and get another play here. Sivan doesn't have a spell shield at the moment, but is going to take down Gerg7 and uses the flash, both flash, but they pick up the kill there. Is it worth it? Possibly, possibly not. I'm not sure, but they are going to get this tower.
He did get a shutdown. Swain was 5-0, so he gets, I think it was 800 gold.
Yeah.
Total 500 for the shutdown, 300 for the kill.
That's
so
800 total. So that's what we're good at. I mean, that's going to be actually very worth at that point if there's a shutdown on Gerg7. But yeah, Gerg7 5-1-5 is huge this game. It's only going to be getting stronger because basically just building full AP, not actually building support really at all, just more carry oriented. Does pick up that blue buff there. I don't know if they were trying to give that over to the Jirachi or not, but
they still were. They stole it though because it was on the other side of the map. That was WAP's blue buff. So they stole that one. Stormion is trying to steal away the other one, and he barely does before the Arcana Pulse comes in. Here's the ultimate from Xerath.
But Gerg7 is here. Gerg7 gets stunned, but a nice ultimate from Zanzan. Jirachi is going to pick up the kill onto the Anivia, and Whimsavoo is not long for this world at this point. The Swain ultimate's going to pick that up, and you're going to start seeing some stacks here for Jirachi. Kind of interested to see how many stacks are they at. They're at 44 stacks at this point in the game. I'm not sure if that's actually good or not. I don't know. But either way, a great ultimate from Zanzan. Gerg7 in the right place at the right time, doing tons of damage as well. They pick up 2 kills and a tower there. But meanwhile in the bot lane, Sivan is getting solo farm and is going to take down that tower as well. Is going to keep pushing. Bear Jr. is sneaking up onto Sivan, who has no mana.
Bear Jr. can solo this one.
The blind comes in, blocking the damage. But there's a Shen ult as well as the taunt is going to miss. Nice dash by Bear Jr., who's going to just keep running him down here. You've got Stormion, who's looking to try and defend this mid lane tower, and is going to do so. Poppy ultimate knocking out both the Xerath as well as the Malphite in this fight. Nautilus Hook is going to land on the Gerg7. Gerg7 taken so low, and is going to get wiped out here by Aruyan. Is Aruyan going to get traded back on Zanzan? Is going to keep chasing, but is not going to be able to pick up the kill. That's a lot of damage. So overall, a kill in the mid lane onto Gerg7 and several flashes blown as well.
Yeah, just being a little bit too far forward. He misses the Never move, and then after that, it's pretty easy for Nautilus. Big hitbox there on the dredge line, so a nice pickup there. As again, as you mentioned earlier, with Sivan getting some alone time, he has now built himself a CS lead, and he got the turret kill, this gold for local gold for himself. Of course, no turret plate, but so now he's going to be feeling a little bit stronger as he is first to his legendary item because Jirachi opted for the Muramana first. So a little bit of stabilization there for Coach Sivan.
And the hook is going to miss onto Bear Jr. They had the play, but they did not have the execution there. Now they're looking to kind of chase them down. The Never Move's going to hit on the 2.
Another nice Never Move.
And there's a 5-man here. Gurg7 is going into the... That is a 4-man Malphite ulti that's going to just clean up. Agnivia is going to be popped here. Aruyon's going to get taken down. That is going to be a 4 for none for the side of TFT. They are coming back with a vengeance here. Zanzan is hitting these amazing ultimates, and Gurg7 is just going in and just solo ulting onto their whole team, doing so much damage. Gurg7 is 8-2-8 right now. A part of every single kill that they've had. Has been a part of every single kill.
If you are a TFT fan, you are going to be chanting Gurg7 for president here after this match. Playoffs are right around the corner, and he wants to guarantee that his team is going to be able to make it in here in this game. Zanzan as well, 2 fights in a row, absolutely making himself felt with the Unstoppable Force. Massive ultimate there to follow up on the Swain Never Move. So these abilities here from these guys landing in massive team fight victories.
They have a ward there. The Never Move
is going to be another Never Move
as well from Jirachi, but Malphite is just going to be ulted out, and so Ruyan is going to be able to walk away. And they're going to be looking to pick up this Rift Herald as well. I don't know if WAP is going to be able to contest this at all.
Yeah, the gold lead is not huge yet. It's only about 4,000, which is still a nice advantage. It is not insurmountable yet, but
63
the way that Gurg7, they're just able to pick these guys off. If that's a WAP, you I think need to realize that you're better here in a front to back fight. You're the one with the front line and the tanks, and so far they have not been able to group it all and use their comp's strength. So really nicely done from TFT to keep the map kind of spread out and take advantage of these picks that they're getting. But team fights can definitely still go in WAP's favor if they're able to group.
Hits the root, but is going to get out there. Gurg7 actually hits the slow,
it's
but
slowed.
the wall. Lots of damage coming out. Gurg7 flashes with the auto, is going to pick up the kill! What a flash there by Gurg7 to get that extra auto, and I believe that was the electrocute that ended up picking that up.
Yeah. Chaotic Sword kind of trying to steal that one a little bit there, or secure that one if you want to say with the Zerath ult, but regardless, again, these skill shots here are ridiculous. The Vision of Empire from Gurg7 to guarantee the slow.
Oh,
I think it reset.
It reset right as that came in. But Whimsavu is going to be dashing in onto the Jirachi here. Gurg7 picking up a kill onto the Poppy. Whimsavu is also going to get taken out. And then somewhere, Coach Sivan also is getting taken down. Lots of damage. So that's a 3 for none. And guess what? They're probably going to look for this Baron. Because the jungler, the top laner, and your ADC are down. It's just your support and your mid laner who are super immobile in general. I don't think there's going to be a chance that they have a steal, and it looks like Stormion is just going to be pushing down the mid lane. See if he can get a tower off of that.
Yeah, Aurelion looking like he felt like he might have had a pick there as he gets a stun into the wall onto, I don't remember who it was. I think it
was Bear Jr.
Might have been Chaotic Sword. Was it Bear Jr.? Okay.
Oh, and Juice goes in! I don't know why. Trying for the Miracle Steal. However, Gurg7 found out Stormion here. Oh,
support
Stormion
versus mid lane.
Yeah, but is it? Oh, and Stormion does pick up the kill with the Q. The Ignite, though, is just not going to be enough. Was that even Ignite?
Yeah.
It wasn't Ignite. Gurg7 still has it. That was just the tick damage from...
that was Leandry's.
From Leandry's. Which is probably going to be...
Yeah.
He's probably going to be trying to turn into the second item as well, the second burn item. But Gurg7 having a Leandry's and a Zanya's and the Pen Boots is sitting pretty at this point. Oh, they're looking for this Anivia, but Anivia is actually just outside of the circle. They don't know it, but that's where they're at this point.
See, who says that the alcove is useless? He was able to use the alcove to get out of range of the Zerath ultimate. Nicely done, using the alcove to your advantage to back securely.
Wolfpack raiding with a party of 23 people. Thanks for the raid. We much appreciate it. Welcome, everybody, to this game. It is Team WAP versus Team TFT. TFT on the blue side. WAP is on the red side at this point. And as you can see, TFT kind of has a secure hold on this match. Unless something drastically changes and maybe Stormman can really get in there. Not much is going on. Zanzan has to flash out here away from Stormman, but is going to ult back in. Actually trade a lot of damage, but Zanzan, you cannot fight this Anivia if you cannot burst her.
Oh, the shield?
The Jirachi ult from Senna comes in with the heal and the shield, but it's not going to be enough. Stormman's just going to put the ult down, and that's going to be that.
That is a lot of time used for their main wave clear, though, although Sivir can wave clear fairly well with the Ricochet. But recognizing that this is TFT kind of pressuring up the mid lane, making sure they have control of that as the next dragon is up. That will be the Infernal Soul for them. Stormion is still topside without teleport, as he is also really low, so he's probably going to want to recall anyway before he even looks at this dragon. But it is actually not even contested, as Bear Jr. is already on it. That is going to be massive. Infernal Soul to go on top of this damage that they're already bringing from 4 out of their 5 members as damage dealers. Now with the Infernal Soul, this burst is going to be huge. They've already struggled with it, has WAP, so
Steven might be caught out here, uses the spell shield, but it doesn't matter. You've got the Grave Blind and the ultimate coming in. Gurg7 and Bear Jr., all the damage you need right here, and they're going to pick up that free kill onto Steven, who's just trying to sit in the side lane and farm, get up to somewhere useful at this point, but things are looking kind of dire at this point. They've got the Bear, and they've got the Soul, the Infernal Soul at that, so it's going to require a miracle at this point for WAP to be able to get back into this game.
Yeah, absolutely. Just picking on Sivan there. He can't even be...
Oh, the hook goes in. It lands onto Chaotic Sword, who gets walled in. Lots of damage coming up, but it's not going to be enough. And then Aurelion flashes all the wall to Rootin, and the damage from Stormman's going to pick up that kill. Whims of Ooh dashes in with the root, or with the taunt, but it's not going to hit. Meanwhile, Jirachi gets rooted as well, but Jushbox not able to hit that because of the nice flash over the wall. Jirachi going to escape here, but here comes the ultimate. It's going down onto Gurg7.
Depth charge.
Oh, Stormman, you are in the wrong neck of the woods, my friend.
God, that burst.
Gurg7 doing so much damage. Jirachi picks up the kill, or Gurg7 picks up the kill onto the Nautilus, and then Whims of Ooh coming in as well is going to get picked up, and that is a 4 for none at that point. Well, I guess Chaotic Sword got picked up earlier in the fight, but yeah, that is super aggressive, and you cannot be at that point. You, Jirachi trolling Gurg7.
Yeah, look at the scoreline here for this bot lane. 7-1-14, 12-3-14 from Jirachi and Gurg7. 2v4ing there on the bot side, and coming out on top is absolutely ridiculous. When you're this strong and you have the Infernal Soul, there's not much hope left. As 25 minutes in, they are knocking on the base. The first turret is going to go down. Inhibitor looks like it's going to go down, and complete control from TFT coming out of the domination from this bot lane.
Yeah, and I mean, you could just see that, I mean, they figured it out from last game. WAP had a complete stranglehold on them last game, and they figured out this game what they needed to adjust, and they did that. You know, maybe it took 5-man's ban against Coach Sivan to ban 5 of his champions to get him onto something not quite as strong. But hey, it worked. Uh-oh. Gurg7 quit, but then reconnected, so we are good to go. We're not leaving, it's fine. But I mean, yeah, they're figuring it out. They're going to try and make this 1-1, so their playoff hopes are still alive at this point. It does make next week a little bit harder because it means you kind of need to pick up the 2-0 to make sure you get that easy win there. Neil the Steel has subscribed to us. Thank you once again. That's 8 months subscribed with Prime. Much appreciated, brother.
We love you, Neil.
Neil the Steel, our
All right,
hearts.
so absolutely correct with that one there. Yeah, let's look at these items here coming in. Murrow Mana Collector Eclipse for the Jirachi, and Leandri's Demonic Embrace, Zanya's, plus of course the support item here for Gurg7. So these two are absolutely a powerhouse. Actually, 3 items as well for Bear Jr., who we haven't talked as much about, but he's also 6-0 on this Graves here.
Yeah,
on his
has the
3 items plus the pickaxe.
Has the IE with the 60% crit at this point, so does have a lot of damage there. And you gotta give it to
yeah,
chat.
They're gonna start up this Baron.
They started with that spam this dog for Gurk7 going Pog. And sure enough, look at that scoreline. 12, 3, and 14, a part of 26 of the 27 kills.
Oh my god, Gurk7.
Part of 27 of the 28 kills. Oh my goodness. Oh! That kill is so close, and the Shenhold has to come in to stop the burn damage. Storyman's just gonna stay alive. But this means that Baron is going over. Ruyan gets taken out as they try to get into the pit there. So this could be a clean pushdown at this point. You've got Elder coming up in a minute and a half, but I don't think they need it. They've got enough damage with this Infernal Soul to be able to wipe the rest of WAP.
Yeah, Anivia and Sivir is some pretty good wave clear, but when you're doing it against Super Minion plus Bear and Buff, it's going to be pretty hard. So they are just going to look for the end here, as Ruyan is about to be up, so it is kind of going to be a 5-on-5 here. We see on minions here onto the Nexus turrets. We're looking for the engage. Are they going to...
Oh, Gurk7 lands the pull. The root is going to be coming in onto Juicebox. Juicebox taking really low health, but they don't have a wave anymore, so they're going to back off here. It looks like we are going to see this this Elder probably coming up because they're not able to get the extra push in, so we're probably going to see that here in just about 30 seconds. Ooh, Gurk7 is just solo pushing in the mid lane by himself, doing so much damage to the tanks. The tanks is who he's doing so much damage to at this point, not even just the carries.
Right.
But does have 3 items at this point: the Leandries, the Demonic Embrace, as well as the Zanya. So sitting pretty, sitting safe. Oh, Zanzan's getting caught out by Stormion, but a nice ult in there by Zanzan. He's doing a lot more damage this time, but it's just not going to be enough.
I meant Baron minions. Almost turned that one, but
that was
again,
close.
Stormion being sent topside to deal with the Malphite, just like he was last time, means that he's not going to be there for the team as Dragon is up. The Elder Dragon looking like it's going to be gifted here. Stormion does have his TP, though. He might be able to use it. Ruyan is only half health, though, and he's down like 4 levels.
Playing Guardian here. And
that's a dead Poppy. Yeah. When the support is able to push away the enemy team by himself from the Baron and from the Elder Dragon, you can see how well Gurk7 has been. Is now he's matching kills and assists. He does not have 100% kill rotation anymore, only 28 out of 30, but we can overlook that as he's having just a masterful game here. Should be an easy just walk it in here. Baron buff and Elder Dragon, although Baron buff is probably ending soon, but I want to see them just kind of muscle their way in here. They're going to get the last outer turrets as Zanzan gets back into the top side and push in as mid inhibitor is back up. But I feel like they should be able to just muscle their way in and take this base out. Maybe looking for WAP to engage while they know the Malphite isn't quite there yet as a last effort defense, but it's going to be extremely hard against Infernal Soul and the Elder Dragon.
Oh. Yep, and that's
Ruyan's gone. Oh, Sivan's gone.
We're going to see Sivan's gone, Ruyan's gone. Just instantaneous. You've got Infernal Soul, and the Zanya's coming out, and here comes the pop onto Whimsy. And it's going down, the eggs happening, and then the pop as well. And that's going to be 2 more kills over to Gurk7 as well. This is going to be the game here. There is no chance for WAP to come back after this. Juicebox is just going to sit on the back of the fountain, not let anything else happen here. And that's going to be the game. Well played. Nice turnaround there for TFT to pick up that win, to keep their playoff hopes alive at this point.
Yeah, so that is going to put them at 10-10, so they are still going to... sorry. 10 and... Yeah, no, not 10-10.
All right, I forgot about this spectator
What does
dice,
that
so
mean?
let's get rid of that. Leave.
I don't remember what that's going to put their record at, but regardless, what a massive, massive performance there from Gerg7, and put Jirachi in there as well as being his lane partner. But what was that final score? 16, 3, and 14 on Swain support. Um, every minute or so, directed camera is taking us to Gerg7, landing another Never Move, and either getting a kill or being able to chunk somebody out and push them out of lane and secure even more of a pressure advantage the whole game through. And like we said, at the end of the game, he by himself was able to dissuade the enemy team from approaching Baron. Uh, so um, to me, it's kind of obvious who the MVP of Game 2 is going to be. But do you have any other thoughts about that?
Yeah, yeah, this game is pretty much I think MVP is very clear there. Um, I mean, you're a part of nearly 100% of the kills. You're near part of nearly 100% of them up until what 25 minutes or so. They were a part of every single kill. That's insane. That's just insane in and of itself. That support is the one that's in everything. Usually you see that from junglers or even mid laners who are doing all kinds of roams and whatnot, but the support being there for everything is kind of insane. So just the amount of damage, it's no longer a support at that point. Um, but yeah, really well played game. Way to come back because that first game, let's be honest, was kind of a stomp. This second game, you came back, was also kind of a stomp. So very well played. Let's see if we got any update on this game 2 MVP. Yep, and we're gonna call it instantly with we're gonna call it instantly with the Gerg7 being your MVP there for game 2, and I believe in game 1 your MVP was none other than Jushbox. So if we want to get both of those two, and if the captains want to join as well to the player of the game 1 chat, we'll get that interview going here. So we'll see you guys there. Meet us up there, please. All right, we're here. We're waiting on the players to join. And we've got the Gerg7. Now we're just waiting on the Jushbox. All right. We've got both of the MVPs here from both of those games. Guess what? Supports are the carries. Am I right? Am I right? Hashtag ADC.
That's what I'm saying.
Hashtag ADC. Or exclamation mark ADC, whatever. I like hashtag
We take
better.
it though.
But well played games from both of you. Jushbox, talk to us about that game 1 win. What was going through your heads going into that game?
Going in, we felt really confident. We didn't have a whole lot of time to practice this past week in general because of the holidays and people not being at their normal place of residence. I was at my parents' house, and so I didn't really have a computer as readily available to me to get on. But so we played a few games beforehand, and we just went in with the mentality of let's just pick characters that we're comfortable with, that we're good on, and just play our game. The Thresh is something that I don't normally play, but is a solid character all around, and it's something I've been playing more recently. And so I was feeling good on it. I played a game of it before our matches, and then just said, screw it. I feel good. I missed some hooks in our game that we played, so that means this game I'm going to have to hit them all, right?
And you most certainly did. You most certainly did.
No, that was a really feels good game, especially with Thresh being such a versatile character, and being so good in so many situations. Showing my dominance on that, I think, is
Probably
good
felt
in
pretty
general.
good, yeah.
It felt really
just
nice.
from that level 1 where you guys just kind of waited in the bush, the cheese brush there, like you could tell that this was going to be a very good game for you guys. Overall, it just kind of set you on the right path, and then obviously you landed a couple hooks. You set Cvan up for success there, and then Cvan was able to just keep going the rest of that game. So well played. Now over to Gerg 7 here. So coming into game 2, you guys, for lack of a better term, you kind of got stomped there. It was kind of a rough game. Let's be real with what it is. But man, did you guys come back with a vengeance in game 2? So with the mentality of, hey, this is basically to kind of keep your playoff hopes alive. What was your thoughts on getting in there for this game 2, and what was your adjustments?
Well, I think there was a couple of things. I think number one, obviously the opposing team played really well game 1, but we kind of fucked ourselves because we blind picked MF Seraphine, so that we gave bottom lane double counter. So like we gave Cvan Tristana, and then we gave Juice Thresh. So it's like we double countered what is one of our stronger lanes. So that we kind of recognized that after game 1, and we're like, all right, if we just like pick differently this time, it'll help. But I think game number 2, like we kind of had like a team talk after game 1, and we were all like, we kind of just got to clean it up a bit. Like we were kind of just playing bad. No one really had a lot of energy. We were all kind of like, all right, game 2, let's just step it up a bit. We decided to move Nick back to jungle because we'd had more success with that before. I think the big thing was we just like, it was game 1. It doesn't matter. We just move along. There's so many stomps in the PMA LCS like every single week that it's like if you let one stomp ruin you completely, you're just done. So we kind of just shook it off and kind of went into the next game recognizing that it was just a separate game from the first one.
Yeah, and very well played. And I know we've seen it from you before. We've seen so many different supports, but yeah, how did it feel? You landed everything on that Swain. How did that feel?
Yeah, honestly, it was a pretty fun time. Senna Swain is a really obnoxious lane. It has like a lot of CC together. And obviously we got really lucky with their misplay with the support roam in level 1. That obviously put us in a really good place bottom lane. But honestly, it was just fun. Swain I think is a really fun champion. He's super annoying to play into. He just scales really well, especially if you can get ahead with like Leandries and Demonic, and it's a fun time.
Yeah, and we've got a question in chat from a Manstress, also for the Gerg 7 here, who was asking, how can I be as good as him one day? And when he singly carries his esports program at his college.
I don't do anything. Manstress and Tree Kanger in chat are 2 of my students. I appreciate them tuning in and supporting. They're a bunch of memers, but
so you have paid
they're
actors
awesome
in the crowd.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah,
they're here to rig the MVP vote. That's the only reason they tuned in. Even if they lost, they were gonna ride in for me. So
going back to what you were
good
talking
to have
about,
I'm just glad that they tuned in and supported. That means a lot.
The first time OP, like the first question you asked.
We also pet the
About
band
game 1, like kind of what happened game 1. Like it was between game 1 and 2,
Hello?
we talked more about like
I
vocalizing.
thought
Bear's
Discord
talking.
died there for a second. Wait, is he?
Yep.
I can't. What?
Go
Oh
ahead,
yeah,
Bear.
Discord's bugged. It's bugged out. Yeah.
Go ahead, Bear.
No,
Keep
you're
talking
good.
now.
You're good. I was talking about like our differences between game 1 and 2. Like we had a game plan in game 1. We just didn't vocalize it much when we actually loaded in. Like we planned it out ahead of time, like briefly, but then like once we got in the game, we kind of lost track of it, and then that just caused a bunch of things to domino out of hand, and we didn't really know what to do to fix it from there. But game 2, like we said, don't let one stomp ruin your mental. Like we know when we do click, it looks very good.
Yeah,
So
obviously you guys have been.
that's something we had to rely on, at least in our head.
That's
And then we
kinda
just
something we were
decided to
saying in chat.
vocalize our plan more in game 2 and track the jungle as a team more.
We
that worked
something
out
we
well.
were mentioning in chat. You guys have been so dominant in previous, throughout the season in general, because you've been towards the top of the standings. Fluctuating. Second, third, fourth place, kind of the whole season. So we all knew that there's definitely the potential there for.
We were still in an
For the
experimental
wins, yeah.
phase too, because we were trying out maybe mid just to potentially draw more bans or just to see if we could actually flex it and be successful. So far, not so much, but it's not that bad. Like it's just we have a few things to work out.
Yeah. Now, going into next week, you guys are facing off against the Bungus. I think WAP 100% for sure now with that win. You are guaranteed playoffs, if I'm correct now.
Yes, we're 100%
You are 100% guaranteed in there. But for TFT, you guys still have the possibility if you lose out this next week, that you could be losing out on playoffs if you're facing off against Among Us, who seems kind of to be like a little bit of a revitalized team at this point. What's your thoughts going into this next week? How do you think you'll handle that this next week's matchup? Don't all answer at once. Hello?
I can
Opie
hear
can't
you.
hear you.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Hope you can't hear him.
Opie, just switch channels and come back.
Oh.
He didn't do it.
He did.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Hope you can hear me.
I can hear you.
Yeah,
Nice.
okay. So I think even if we go 0-2, we still guarantee a tiebreaker for playoffs. It's what I think we were talking about. So at least we have that opportunity.
I'd have to double check on that because I think Among Us is the ones who are trying to get that spot, and they're the ones who you face off against. So if they, 2-0,
I honestly don't know. The way
You
our
would-
team broke it down to me is that way, but I don't know for sure.
It would go to you would both be 10 and if Among Us 2-0'd you, you'd both be 10 and 10.
and so
So
that
I
would
don't
put them
know.
ahead
I don't know
because
what the
they'd have
tiebreaker
the
rules are.
well,
I
they'd
don't know
have the
if they
2-0
just
against you.
say-
So I think that's what that is.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I don't know if they
I think it
count
still might
it's
go to
just
the
head-to-head
tiebreaker.
matchup or
But-
not. But
Well,
Yeah.
either way.
But either way,
we're,
yeah.
we're just gonna play it out. You know, we're not too worried. We'll just play the game that we know we got to do and kind of not overthink it too much. You know, when you overthink it is when you start to kind of make some mistakes. So just gonna play the game like we do and hopefully Riley plays some League this week.
Senna,
do you
terrible
mean-
champ, can't play
Do
it.
you mean TFT is not League?
We
Oh.
take it. There's 80 carries in TFT, so that kind of counts.
Yeah, exactly. All right, but well played to both sides here, picking up the 1-1. Both teams having their way with the other team in
Yeah,
one
very
game or the other.
convincing win.
Yeah, very
Two
convincing
very-
for both sides.
Two
So
very decisive games.
it was well played.
PMALCS standard.
But I mean, it was well played by every single lane. There wasn't, yes, you had your carry in C-Van the first game and your carry in Gerg7 the second game, but like every lane came to play this week, so that's always something you really like to see. So well played, all the teams. This would be the last match for this week, so keep an eye for times for the matches in this upcoming week. Always can use streamers, so keep an eye on those chat, fellas, and we will see you guys next time.
Bye.
GGs.
All right,
Peace,
bye,
thanks
guys.
for casting.
GG's.